Everybody, Professor Doom here, and I'm going to offer up something. I might be talking out the other end of my ass by the time this is all over, but I want to offer up some thoughts with you about the body recovery going on in Maui. FEMA being the only one out there recovering bodies, and they're not letting anybody into the surrounding area for any kind of reason. You want to bring in supplies to the displaced? Nope, it's only got to come to us. Body recovery? Nope, we're the only ones who's going to do it. I'm going to share with you some thoughts about all of this at the end or towards the end of my video. What is interesting that I want to share with you right now is that the captain or the investigative commander or the incident commander out of Las Vegas during the August 2017 casino shooting is none other than the police chief out of Maui. He is now the police chief in Maui. Here's what's something that's interesting to me is that everybody, I mean everybody on this platform was of like mind. How we heard multiple different types of guns being shot off at the casino. We saw a bunch of different things that surprisingly everybody agreed upon, which is quite unusual for this platform. Everybody has different perspectives when it comes to stuff like this, but we're all of like mind. You know what's interesting is that you have some of they claim to be the brightest people that you have in a position as an investigator or a detective, and yet you couldn't see what we were seeing? That screams cover up. And yet you're going to bring somebody who was involved in a cover up, and he's going to be made police chief in Maui. And if there's going to be a cover-up, you can ensure that this guy is going to be there to ensure that the cover-up is protected. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Okay, so here is where I may be talking out the other end of my ass. So I have been checking. I've been all over this story going on with Maui. I've watched videos. There's a lot of stuff I haven't even put up in regards to all this. There's people talking about how the direction that the wind came in, the back mountains from the east, blah blah blah. That they're not letting FEMA supply, or no, excuse me, sorry, FEMA is not letting supplies come into from outside citizens to the displaced. The people who are displaced, you have to be signed up on some kind of roster to stay at these shelter places. And of course, Red Cross is involved. Do you know what's interesting? Is that, so think about something here for a second. Just bear with me a second, okay? Just listen. So I remember when I was reporting on the whole Sandy Hook incident, and I asked myself, why did one officer tell another in the documents, we read it, I told him not to come in here because it was gruesome. As I was checking for vital signs of these kids, I was pulling them out one by one. Why in the hell wouldn't you want to have every hand in there possible so that you could check vital signs so that you may get to a child before he died? What happens if you could have saved one? Instead, you want to be the only one because it was too gruesome and you didn't want anybody else in there with you to do vital signs but yourself. So now I ask, why is it that FEMA is keeping everybody out and not accepting help of body recoveries and stuff like that? They're going around to houses and they're putting HR on the building if there's human remains, blah, blah. But what about all the people that ran into the water and they haven't been seen again? Where am I going with this, you may ask? Here. We have been seeing people who have been recipients of the jab. And you know what jab I'm talking about. You're seeing people falling out, dying after getting they're performing up on stage, right? Musicians. They're up there, they're putting on a show. They're sweating and they got that heart rolling and it's going. And now it's going so long and boom, they fall out. Dead. You got an athlete that's running up and down a basketball court. Blam, 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 blam. You got football players now. They're out there on the field. Blam, 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 blam. They're getting that heart going and that cardio going. Boom. Fall out. Dead. So now I ask you a question. What is the one thing that you know of that can get your heart beating super fast in an instant? Fear. Fear, my friends. If you are running from flames and you're heading to the water, you're scared shitless, and your heart's pumping, blam, 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 blam. And yes, you may get out there in the water and you may be out there for a moment. Your heart's just, you're looking at the whole scene and boy, you're just going, oh my God! Bam! How many people do you think may be out there in that water that may have died who are COVID jab recipients? Excuse me, I shouldn't even have said the word COVID. But do you guys understand where I'm coming from? That now, if you have these bodies out there that they still don't know where anywhere from 500 to 1,000 people still are. And you had tons of people that were running out there to the water. Tons. So now you recover a body. This body's not bloated, so obviously he didn't die from drowning. And you got another person, well, obviously he didn't burn, and he's not bloated, so he died from something else. Check his motherfucking heart, yo. I'm telling you, how many people have gotten this freaking thing and they're dropping from myocarditis, they're dropping from shit rolling around through their heart. And you get that heart pumping so fast from that adrenaline, that fear is kicking in. Isn't it weird that you got that biblical passage that these people, it says, hearts will fail you. Your hearts will fail. And I'm just like, wow, it couldn't have been, more crazier said. We're going to be seeing a lot of crazy things going on, and there's going to be people shitting their fucking pants, everybody. They're going to be seeing things that they've never seen before, just like you're seeing a wall of flames come at you. And the only thing that you see that's going to save you is running towards that water, and you're hauling ass. Can anybody understand the severity of fear that someone who experienced, like, take a look at 9/11, 2001. How many people were scared shitless of burning to death and they would rather jump out a freaking window 80 stories up? I'm just paraphrasing. I can't remember exactly how. Was it 93? I don't remember. But you would rather jump out there and meet your demise on a goddamn pavement floor than sit there and burn. These people ran for their lives to the water, and I know there had to have been some of them that were so freaking scared that I just have to ask myself if they were a victim all on its own from this fear and the jab that they received. And FEMA is in there, and it's going to be covered up. You will never know what they died from. Oh yeah, we pulled 800 bodies from the ocean, and yep, they had to have drowned. That's all there is to it. They had to have drowned. Nothing more need to be said. But am I talking out the other end of my ass? You tell me. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. That it's. Something came to me about this. I don't know why I thought about it, but I seen somebody talking about the biblical passage about their hearts will fail them. What is it? Matthew? I can't remember. Doesn't really matter. And then I was thinking, you know what? All of these people that are dying up on they're performing musicians. And they're just jumping around that stage and they're performing. They're getting that heart rate up. They get that heart rate up way too long. Bam, 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 bam. And they're falling out dead. You got people that are, of course, too close to wireless microphones, and whatever gigahertz is affecting your heart and myocarditis. Boom, you're having a seizure. You're an athlete, up and down the court, up and down the field. Boom, heart gets way out of whack. Bam, you're falling out dead. All I can imagine is those people had been under such a severe amount of fear. Something had to have happened to them. And I'm just wondering if FEMA has been having these same thoughts, or perhaps the people who've administered or forced. I don't want to say people were forced, because let's negate that. People were coerced, or they were enticed, or they were tricked into taking the jab, and now it's costing a lot of people their lives. Thanks, everybody.